But I think it's crucially important to be able to take criticism. And this is something that over the years I've realized with Elon, he's very thin-skinned.
And so thin-skinned is Elon Musk that Ross Gerber told you and I that he is going to make an activist play for Tesla's board.
It is official. Ross Gerber is running for the Tesla board seat. Elon Musk has many things, but thin skin is just simply not one of them. He has pale skin. I mean, would someone with thin skin really reply to that photo by saying, "My calves are bigger though"?
Saying, look, I've been out there talking about Tesla because the company itself won't talk about itself because they don't have a marketing play. They don't really go out there to the mainstream media, as they call it. He wants to change that. He wants to have change from within. He wants to try and get a board seat.
That is precisely the point. What other stock can you find where investors talk about the stock non-stop, advertising the company and the stock? Tesla is number one. I don't see people talking about Apple like that. I don't see Apple investors making daily videos about Apple every single day. Apple advertises already anyway. But for Tesla, that is a little bit different. There is this vacuum that is open where a lot of disinformation is spread by the mainstream media, and then we take it apart.
Fascinating what the reaction will be, because ultimately he's a Tesla bull. It's not as though he's wanting complete rip up the script here.
Yeah, I had to crunch the data. He has 440,000 shares or so at Gerber Kawasaki. That's 0.01% of the float, right? So tiny player. But he told us he has the support and pledge of the single biggest individual shareholder, and he dropped some names on the institutional side as well. So if he gets momentum, let's see. But there was a lot of criticism and skepticism on Twitter, at least, when that news came out.
I do respect Ross Gerber because managing a fund that has $2 billion under management, that is not easy. That is quite a big achievement. So for that, I congratulate Ross. Ross also started an ETF in 2021. This specific ETF is still very tiny, but if he produces great returns, I would assume that assets under management would grow a lot. If we take the Bloomberg data, all of Kawasaki has about $86.5 million, very roughly about 5% of total assets under management. But this ETF has about a 10% position in Tesla stock. And here is where I have a little bit of an issue. What will Ross do if he is elected to the Tesla board? Will he still manage his fund, or will he resign? How will that work? That to me looks like a big conflict of interest. I mean, fund managers are judged based on yearly performance. For example, if let's say Tesla stock would benefit a lot from a buyback, maybe a buyback that is bigger than really necessary, maybe Tesla stock would benefit from that a lot more over, let's say, a period of 3 years. But when we look at a period of 10 years, maybe it would be more beneficial to not do a stock buyback yet. And I would be a little bit not exactly certain how there would be no conflict of interest for Ross to say, okay, if it's better over a 10-year period to not do a stock buyback, but it will be better for the stock over the next 3 years, what do you think Ross would do in that situation? I mean, he is judged on the yearly performance.
I consider myself a friendly activist. My goal is not to, harm Tesla, or I have any big issue with Tesla's management team. I think they've done an excellent job. My goal is really what is best for Tesla and what is also best for Elon in the management of this business. And obviously, I mean, Elon's even admitted it on Twitter. This whole Twitter purchase has been a huge distraction and a very costly venture for Tesla shareholders and everybody involved. And then on top of it, getting into politics has been extremely damaging to, I think, a lot of people's perception of Elon. And, I find that sad.
Okay, well, let's take a look at this data. This shows us how Elon's popularity and favorability changed. So we can see here Q3, Elon was liked by about 40% of the people. And you would imagine once he acquired Twitter, that number, of course, would go down a lot. Is this what happened? Well, it actually went up. It went up. We can also look specifically at Tesla, and you would think this would certainly be down, right? Yeah, Q3, 49% of the people viewed Tesla favorably, and then 48%, which is not statistically significant because you can go back here and it was just 45%.
So, I'm trying to help Elon and Tesla message better, communicate to the public better, have people rebuild their confidence in the management team and Elon and what they're trying to accomplish at Tesla, because I think Twitter has become a big distraction from the overall goal of, advancing sustainable transportation and energy. And I know that's ultimately Elon's goal. So, I think sometimes I like to say, you have two types of friends, the ones who always say you're great, and then the ones who say, I love you, but there's certain things you're doing that are hurtful to everybody. And maybe you should consider these things. And that's really the role I feel I play. I know that Elon knows that I want best for him. And there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that people don't see. And they listen. And Elon listens. And you can see it right now with the stock recovering. His Twitter behavior has changed over the last 30 days. He's become much less political. And I think that refocusing on the product of Twitter and the products and services of Tesla and SpaceX has really starting to help rebuild confidence in Tesla and Elon.
Exactly. Elon listens. When he sees that his approach is not really resonating with many people, he changes his strategy. We no longer see politically provoking tweets from Elon like this one. I mean, he still tweets some controversial tweets occasionally, but nowhere near as controversial as this one.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who are not fans of Elon anymore that really should be. And that's the perception that I'm trying to help change or alter so that people understand, hey, Elon's not, a Trump supporter or a right winger. It's like the extremes that everything's reported on really exacerbates people's emotions.
I seriously need an answer to this question. How then Elon's popularity, people that like Elon, how did that actually increase from Q3 to Q4? It's now 45%. It's now what? Is it the high? Yeah, it's the highest it has ever been, I think, right? Yeah. And it was as low as 33% before, by the way. Sure, there are some people that now hate Elon Musk like never before, but the numbers tell me that there are more people liking Elon Musk than before.
What would make you upend your view on Tesla?
Elon's a very smart man, and he, once again, that's why I brought it to his attention as much, of the good and the bad that you get from the people who are happy I've done it and the people who don't get it. But we've had this happen before. It's not like the first rodeo with Twitter, and he's in a case right now over funding secured. And I mean, Twitter can cause a lot of pain for people in their brand. But I think it's, I think he's a very smart man, and I think he's making the adjustments necessary, and I think we're seeing the recovery in the stock because of that. What would really upend my view is if something ever happened to Elon. Elon is still crucially important to the long-term success of Tesla, and that's really why I want him to refocus 100% on Tesla and sort of find a CEO for Twitter, because we're about to launch some of the biggest and most consequential products for Tesla, which is the Cybertruck and the semi-truck, as well as continued expansion of battery production and manufacturing facilities and gigafactories. So it's a crucially important time. So if anything ever happened to Elon, I think that we would have to reassess the stock because they haven't put in place a strong succession plan. And, that's one of the reasons I am running for the board is I think there should be a very clear organizational chart. And I think it should be very clear if anything ever happened to Elon, what would happen with Tesla. And I think that would benefit shareholders greatly to have that clarity.
Elon Musk has clearly said, this is from a court case, this is a transcript of a court case, that he would not have accepted the 2018 CEO performance award, which made him tens of billions of dollars richer, if he was not able to run other companies. He said no, he would not have accepted it. So I'm not really sure how Ross would be able to do it. As a Tesla stock investor, I would love Elon to only focus on Tesla. So it's a good idea, but it's not actually likely to happen. Also, court records have revealed that there is someone already that has been identified as a potential successor to take over Tesla just in case something happened to Elon Musk. It is just that we, shareholders, don't know exactly who that is, but the board knows who that person is. So while I do respect Ross Gerber as a fund manager, he has a lot of money under management. That's a big achievement. And he is a Tesla stock bull, and I hugely respect that, and I like that about Ross. I do see a conflict of interest potentially if Ross became a member of a board, and therefore I would not hurry to support Ross at this moment. My name is Maphost. Just like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video. Maybe in this one. The Tesla stock buying opportunity presented by Elon Musk. Thank you for watching.